The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hi, welcome to the show. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk about numerology. We're going to keep it on topic with numerology today. We're going to look at our personal year number and our personal month number. And an interesting tidbit we spoke about last week is they're the same. Both the year and the month are the same in the month of September. So that makes it a double influence of the energy of those numbers. When we're talking numerology, every number has energy. So what we're going to do in the first part here is we're going to put up the equations and the formulas of how you can figure out your numbers. Then we're going to go through the meaning of each number. This is basically 1 through 9. And in some cases we have a 0 when we're talking about the manifesting part. But we're also going to look at how we can manifest with these numbers. So numerology is fascinating. Just like astrology is, there is so much depth. It's very ancient. And there's a lot of different numbers you can learn with numerology, but today we're going to focus on personal year and personal month. Now, your year number will stay the same. So you're going to find out what that is for 2021. And then every month that number can change. So you have a month, you have a day, you have all those. But we're going to work on month and year because they're the same for September. September, remember from last week's show, is really prepping us for big shifts in October. So we're going to get started, and I want to welcome everyone that's showing up. So if you've never done this before, just whatever you have, while you're doing this, or, because we have archives, you can go back and pause and recalculate this. But I'm going to put up the equation for the year first. So let me switch that over in my window. Okay. So let's talk about this a little bit because they're matching. So when you're calculating the personal year, you want to look at your birthday. So if you were born on the 14th, the 26th, the 8th, okay, that would be 08, or if it's 1414, you want to calculate that. So figure out, what your day was that you were born. So if you were born on June 14th, okay, what is that? That's 4 and 1. So you add those together first. This is where it can be different. If you don't calculate it in an accurate way, you always reduce all the numbers down first, then add them together. So if you were born on the 14th, put 1 plus 4 is 5, for example. Then you add your birth month, okay? So if it was a 4th, like April or February, that would just be the single number. But if it's like 11 or 12, December, November, add those two numbers together. So whatever your month is, add those two numbers, reduce it down to 1. So 11, November would be a number 2, for example. So you have your birthday plus your birth month, okay? Then why are we adding a 5? Because 2021 is a number 5 year. Because we want to know what that personal year number is for us, we want to add the 5. Okay? You add all that together, reduce that down to a single. So if you ended up with 2-digit number, split it up. So say you ended up with 15, bring it down. 1 plus 5 is a 6. That would be your personal year for 2021. Okay? So that's how you figure out your personal year. So make sure you have that part, okay? Oh, hey, Journey to Becoming. I just saw you. I was wondering, I thought about you last week. It was weird. It's like we haven't seen her in a while, thinking about you. See, I noticed when you guys haven't been around. I noticed that. You don't think I noticed that? We have such a great group that shows up all the time. I do notice when you guys aren't here. So give yourself a moment if you need paper, pen, work it out in your phone, whatever. Get your personal year. Figure that one out, okay? Now, let's move over to, and I'm giving you these equations. Now I'm going to switch over to the personal month, and I want to show you. It's going to be the same right now for this month, but let me show you. So you'll know how to do it every month, okay? Because this is how you do it. So let's switch over to month. Switch that one over. Okay. Now how do you calculate the personal month? All right. So personal month, it's really just adding the personal year to the current month number. So what would that be? So say you ended up with a personal year of 6. You add that to, what's the number for September? 9. Okay. And then you reduce that down, for example. You see what I'm saying? And so if you add 6 plus 9, what do you get? You get 15. You reduce that down. What is it, a 6? See how they're the same? It's so cool. But when you do it next month, it won't be the same. So that's how you do that, okay? So figure out what your number is, because that's for your September month, and that's for your whole year of 2021, okay? So next year you would add it different, but now you have that calculation. So now what we're going to do, okay, now while you guys are working that out, all right, I'm going to bring it back to the 1 and put it up here for the year, just in case we have people showing up late so they can understand. You need that part first. And it'll be the same for the month, even if you come in later, so you'll have that. And I'm going to leave that up there. So now I'm going to go through the different numbers, because you now have your number, and now we're going to look at what the number could be, what it means for you. So let's start with 1. So say your personal year number is a 1. Okay, that's the first of a 9-year cycle. A personal year number 1 it's a year of major change. It's a lot of change for you, because it's the beginning. It's something new. It's a brand new cycle has started, and now there's time to make decisions, work on embracing opportunities that come your way, options, change of direction. It's a big change year, because you've just started on a brand new journey if it's a 1. So you could find yourself challenged if you're a number 1, if you don't like change. You might be resisting it a little bit, but that's what that 1 is. So I'm going to go through all of these numbers here. That's for personal year, okay? We'll go through the year. Then we'll go through how it means for a month, and then how you can use that for manifesting. So we're going to go through these numbers like 3 times. That's why I wanted to give you the calculations straight up, okay? So it's a good time, if you're a 1, to focus on your personal growth. It's about how can you grow? How can you be more of who you want to be? What kind of positive changes can you make? This is where you want to avoid procrastinating or avoiding making choices, because you're in that 1 year where you need to make a movement forward. Things like that are important for a 1, because if you are determined and you stay focused on moving forward, this effort will pay off for you later as you move through the cycle, because you'll change to a 2, to a 3, it'll shift for you. So that's for the number 1. Let's look at the personal year if you're a number 2. A number 2, that indicates steady growth. It's slower, but it's steady. It's a steady, slow growth. And it means that you may need to be patient. You may need some persistence. You might need to just understand that it's not going to move as fast, but that's important. That's where you are in the cycle. So it's more go with the flow of what that number would be for you. Let's see. You might find that you compete with other people. You might find they're competitive with you. You might find that you need to resolve more conflicts in a number 2 year. You might find that there's creative solutions that will bring you through a challenge. Number 2 is cooperating more. It's more about not just you. The number 1 is getting yourself in check. Number 2 is you're going to be interacting more with other people and more just with the world, with humanity, with the universe. You need to cooperate more. You need to work with it more. You'll be resolving different things. It's not a negative at all. It's just this is where you are in your personal growth number for that year. It can also indicate, maybe you're not sure at a crossroads. It's also very important that you remind yourself of your value. Make sure you don't, cut yourself short. Like, don't doubt so much. Know that your goals are important and believe in your goals. So number 2's, it's okay. You're going to be good. This is how we strengthen as we soul growth our awareness, because it's going to be more of a humanitarian type of number. The number 2 can be that way. Let's go on to number 3. Number 3, that's an expansion number. It's also about unfolding different themes that will lead you to your success. It's very interesting. It's a good time to embrace partnerships, cooperation, common goals with a group. Number 3 is about that. It's a benefit for everyone type of number. You might find that if that's, your life path number, you might be that way anyway. There'll be more breathing room. You'll have room for expansion. It reminds me of the planet Jupiter in astrology. And, that feeling of burden will lift. You'll feel lighter in a personal number 3 year. It's expansive. You just are going, you're moving much quicker. So you had the 1, you have the 2. So see, you don't stay in that number forever. This is just what you are for right now, whichever one you might be. Now we're going to move on to the personal year number 4. A personal 4 is a lot of responsibility. That's a responsible, hardworking. You have a lot of diligent efforts that you're putting forth, and you feel probably like, oh my goodness. But it's not bad. It's more of a hands-on effort. It's making every effort make a difference, make it count. It's a year of building solid foundations and relationships. It's a year where you may not feel like you're accomplishing as much as you want to, but you're building very strong foundations. Number 4 is a good number. It's a good number before you move on, because it's a number that helps to build the base of something bigger later down the road. So that might take some patience if you wanted it. Some people want instant gratification. Boy, we're really learning there is no such thing. That instant gratification doesn't work. You have to put the effort in. So it's a year of balancing, making sure you have good foundation, kind of the cornerstone of what you're building for the future. So that's a personal 4. It also speaks of solidifying what you want to do. Laying the groundwork, putting it out there. So it's a good number when you want to build something bigger down the way. Know that. A personal year number 5. Let's go to that one. Personal year number 5. That's a strong desire for change. It's a good thing that the year before you were a 4. Because in the next one, because it kind of moves up that way. So your next one would be a 5 if you were a 4 this year. And remember now, all these numbers are the same for September too. And we'll go through that too. So this number 5, that's the number of change. The energy of 5, it's right in the middle. It's a pivotal point. Change, trying new things, going in a different direction. It's a year where you're more inclined to completely change everything. Not all the time. Maybe some aspects of life might change a lot, or you might throw the whole apple cart up and go, all right, completely going in a different direction. That happens in years that are 5. Doesn't have to be everything in life. You'll know because the year before you were building that strong foundation. See, the numbers help us get there. We work with the number we're in. We're going to work through it much more smoothly as we progress through the numbers in the energy of what they're bringing to us. The 5 also brings out the pioneering energy that you might have, that spirited part of you that just wants to pioneer into some new experience, express yourself in a different way. It's a personal cycle where it can be easy to be distracted too. You could find yourself trying to do too many things at once. So you'll want your self-discipline in place. It might be hard to do that because you're just loving this shift and change and it's fresh and new. So grounding will be good for the number 5. Personal year number 6. Okay, now this one tends to focus on the personal relationships. What do you have going on with those? If you're a number 6 year, it's a good cycle for meeting new people, deepening a relationship, finding love, the special someone. Those are personal year number 6. It's also strengthening long-lasting bonds, lifetime friendships, lifetime relationships, business partnerships, things like that. It's working with others in a focus, but it's more personal relationships than it is anything. So just know if you're in that personal year number 6 and you're seeing some of that nuance flowing through your life, or this month, if it seems to be related, then you'll know what's going on. You might make new friends in that personal year 6. You might mend some relationships that may have broken up. You might find that you're being called to face yourself and be more honest about things, and work with respect for others. Work with self-respect and work with respect for others. It's a big year, number 6, after you've gone through a shift and change of 5. Number 7, personal year number 7. That one usually brings introspection. You know, you start to go more inward. You want more solitude. You want to be introspective. You want to go inside and work things out. It's a good day. It's a good time. Personal year number 7 is a good one for personal goals, growth, expansion on an inward journey. That one's going to be a little bit more inward. Now, it also may bring out, you might withdraw more from social things if you're in a personal year 7. You just might want to spend some time with your own stuff. It's perfectly normal. I mean, we have to have a balance. We can't just be everything for everybody all the time. We have to make sure we're good. So as you see, you go through these cycles, it does give you opportunity to work and explore each year in that different area, and it's balanced. Okay, so also let's move on to a number 8. Okay, who's a number 8? I know, mine's a number 8 this year. So I'm an 8 this year. So 8s are coming up a lot, I know, right? Right, Falafel Man? I know, we've talked about that before. Personal year number 8. That one is a good cycle for investments, anything with money, growth with your career level, anything like that. Those are manifesting abundance, finance. That's a number 8. Okay, that's the number 8. It's a good time to increase business, a good time to start a new business. It's good to, a lot of people find themselves growing financially, maybe promoting differently. They might be building and strengthening what they already had in place, things like that. It's a cycle of prosperity. So I found that interesting, of course. Who wouldn't, right, if they were an 8? But I'll tell you what, I've been through all of them. I know. And I do resonate with being the 7 last year. Yeah. And this year's been very different about coming out and being a little bit more there. I've been really focused on changing a lot of things and adding new things, bringing some old stuff back in. So I'm just giving an example. It did relate. Let's go with the last one, personal year number 9. Personal year number 9 is, now, that's the end of a cycle. You see, we just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're at 9. This is the ending of that whole cycle before it begins again with something else. It just keeps repeating. So this is the one where you might feel restless, you might feel anticipation. It might be uncomfortable a little bit in a 9 because you know what you've gotten used to is about to end and you're about to move into the number 1 again. This one is the one that you might not, change is coming, you can feel it, but you might feel that little bit of resistance. This is where you want to focus on paying attention and going with that flow again, because know that you've already done a whole cycle. You're just getting ready to do it again, and it'll make it better each time. Each time there's a cycle of change that starts with the 1. It ends with the 9. So September is that month of ending for this year as we move into a shift next month, right? So remember that that's the strong desire to make changes. You will feel you want to make changes. You might feel restless. You might feel unsure. And it's a year of finalizing things that are going to stop or fall away, and now you're getting ready to go into something new before you go into starting a fresh new cycle. So let's look at them now from a month point of view. That was for the whole year of 2021 with your number. Now it's the same number if you've just started to join us, okay? It's the same number. So look at your personal month. It's going to be the same number. And then let me go through that. Now, if you're a number 1, if you're a personal month number 1, because we went through the whole year, now September, we're focusing on September with your number. Remember, it's a beginning. It's for planting seeds. It's, accumulating the energy for something brand new. Okay, when you break it down, this month is a good time if you're a number 1. And it's been a whole year for you as a number 1, really good time for you to start something new. Move on to that new adventure. Watch your decisions, know and feel good about your decisions. You know that you're ready for something else. You're ready to move forward. And this is where you're going to plant the seeds and nurture that garden for something brand new. That's what you're going to do with a month of number 1. If September is a number 2 for you and you've had this whole year of number 2, this is the time for feeling the emotional side. This month you might feel that more. You might come unglued here and there. You might have a good cry. You might make new contacts. That's okay. All of these are good processes that they need to happen. This is the time to maintain harmonious relationships with others. Right, I know. So you might feel that you want to improve your relationships with your friends and family. You might want to improve your personal relationships. You might be looking at something that might be a difficult relationship, how you can be more thoughtful, how you can be more careful, how you can solve difficulties or find a better way to communicate with the troubled relationship, so to speak. Sometimes you might feel some unexpected results. That's okay. Remember, this 2 is a little bit weird, but it's a good time to make new friends as well. But remember, it's about relationships. You're venturing out from that 1 where it was just about you, and now you're working with others and finding a way to work with others harmoniously. It's a peace and harmony month if you go with the flow. Personal month number 3 for September. This one is great for creativity, your interests, your hobbies. I mean, remember, this is an expansive number. This is the one that really taps into the creative side. You'll enjoy sharing it with others. You might be more innovative. You might find new ways to do things. Things you've always done, but find new ways to do them. You might be more optimistic. You feel free to think and explore. It's a really cool time if you're in a creative career, if you're artistic, you're working, to expand. You're working to grow. It's a great time, and you'll be very social. You'll want to share it with everybody you know. You'll be very outgoing. It's an optimistic number. So you had 1, you had 2, you had 3. So if this is your month, and it's a 3 your whole year, you might be making some sense why it's felt the way it has for you. Personal month number 4. Okay, for September number 4s, this is a hard work month, determination, okay? This is one to plan and organize. If you're not organized, if you need to work on your time management, if you need to get a schedule in place because you're starting to stack up some busy stuff, get it in order this month. This one, this is a legal, financial, property. You know, you might see something that might challenge you here and there, but it's okay. You will find a way to get established, get your footing. Remember, this is a good one for establishing foundations, getting a good cornerstone to what you're building in the future for the whole year. But be extra careful about money-related matters or anything legal. Just know that things are sorting themselves out for the future, for a better future. You want to be patient. You want to have a plan. You want to be a little more organized if you were not already. This may not apply to everybody, but it will help you. Even if you are organized, is there an area that I do feel a little bit of unsettled energy, so to speak. So some careful planning in this month of September will do you well if you're a number 4. Number 5, now we're at to number 5 for September. Number 5 is good for the journeys, okay? Unexpected events, this is the change, this is independent choices. This is the time to forget past mistakes. Let it go. Forgive yourself. Start fresh. This is the turning point pivotal number. If you've had things that you've been weighing down on yourself, let it go. If you're a number 5 for the month of September. If you're full of, this is when you're full of new and innovative ideas. You're ready for the change. You want it. You can't help it. You just feel like, I've got to change. This is where you'll find ways to do something different and more effectively. This is a month where that energy should feel strong for you. It's a time of learning. It's a time of sharing with others what you figure out. Enjoy this shift of fresh new energy. This is the time to look ahead with a fresh perspective. If you have trouble with that, that might challenge you, but be willing to look at things differently. It'll help you a lot. You'll work hard. You'll work hard on the situation. Watch out for taking on too many tasks. That's where you can get sidetracked, disorganized, overwhelmed. Because you have this urge to change, you might want to try to change everything all at the same time. Explore them, but pull back and focus a little bit more narrow and put them in a priority list. Triage that list, and you'll have more progress that way. Okay. Number 6, personal month for September. Okay. This one is when it's all about the family, responsibility, domestic duties. What do you do? What's your responsibilities? This is important time. If this is a 6 for you, the 6th year, the 6th in September, this is important to give your personal life some time, some of your energy. Your family comes to the forefront here. It's important that you pay attention to that. You're feeling the yearning for happiness and harmonious family life. You want that, because number 5 came right before that, and it can be chaotic. If that was your year last year, you're ready for something to settle down. This is a time to handle the personal relationship, maybe some health issues, in a careful way. You'll give it some nurturing time. That's what the 6 is about. This is when you need to practice a spirit of willingness and cooperation, open-mindedness to see a perspective from someone else that might not be the way you see something. It's about opening up and listening. Have that communication line open. You want to share yours, but you also need to listen to the others that are in relationships with you. You want to take care of your family and health issues if there's anything going on. Personal month number 7 for September. This is a lot of information, and we're cranking it out. That's right. All right. And then we're going to work with the numbers on manifesting. We're almost done with this part. So personal month number 7. This is when you're in deep thought. This is that introspective number. So September might feel like you just really want to be to yourself and think things out. It's soul searching. It's sorting it out on the inward journey, okay? This number means you need to explore inner talents and ideas. You need to look at what you have to offer the world a little bit more. And you need to go in and you need to believe in it. You need to know what it is you want to do, not what somebody else tells you you think you should do. You also may make effort to use this in best possible ways for best results. I mean, what can you do with this when you discover something about you that you want to do? How can you deliver that in a good result? This is a time to listen to your inner soul, to your higher self. This is when you listen there, okay? Number 6, remember that was listening and paying attention with family. This is inside. This is where people might misunderstand you because you're being a little bit more aloof. And you know, if you're a person that stays himself anyway, naturally, you know what I'm talking about. But you might be misunderstood a little bit, but don't let that tear it up. Don't let that mess it up for you, because you need to know and anchor into what you know about you and believe in that. You need to maintain peace with them, though. Just maintain peace with others, but know and discover and go inward. That's the number 7. The number 8 for the month of September. This one is the appraisals, you know, getting what you deserve, awards. It's kind of a big, you know, whoa, I've worked really hard through all those cycles and now we're getting somewhere. This number is when you've worked really hard to make things happen. This is a great time that might test you a little bit to see, okay, are you ready? Are you good for this? You might want to try and make sure that you're balancing and giving yourself some time out. Balance, rest, you know, make sure you're doing things healthy in your self-care type of thing. And I get that. I have made sure that I'm doing that. Efforts are required to reach the heights of success here. You will have to put the effort out. You want to make a conscious effort, you know, in being patient with yourself and just having the stamina to see your dream through to fruition. That's what this 8's about. It gives you this energy to go, but it's not a time to slow down. It's actually a time to accelerate a little bit, but you have to have some of that self-care in place so you can get to the finish line. Sometimes you might need to repeat some efforts in order to achieve success. So don't let it overwhelm. But at the same time, this energy can push you a little bit more, but it's a good energy for helping you with prosperity. The number 8 is a manifesting number with abundance in finance, career, and stuff like that anyway. So number 9, here's the last one for the month of September. This is the time where we're wrapping it up. It's the summary. We're ending a cycle, just like we're ending the whole cycle for the month of September for everything. But if this is your year and month is a 9, you'll really know it's time to do something for society. It's time for you to, you know, step to the plate. You might feel that. Your personal goals and desires start taking a back seat here. You're ready to be more thoughtful about welfare of others. It's more of a humanitarian number that you might feel here. You might feel, I'm just ready to contribute something. I've done everything here. I'm ready to put something out into the world and give back. You may feel that way. You will be able to tackle the issues that face you. You'll have to, but you will. You've had all this growth up until now. This is a good time to have a broad outlook on things, and put personal goals, achievements, they will have their turn in the number 1 again. If you're getting ready to start another cycle, this is just a month and a time for you to see what you can give out and give back. That's what that is. So, wow, that was a lot of energy, right? So what I want to do now is I want to tell you about manifesting with numerology. And I am moving so I can make sure I get this out for you. Manifesting with numerology is working with the energy of the numbers. When you're looking in metaphysics, or you're looking with energy healing, the energy of everything, law of attraction, everything has energy. Words have energy, emotions are energy, your thoughts are energy, your intentions are energy, numbers have energy. So you would take a number and the meaning of that number to focus and work with it in what you're trying to manifest. Sometimes it's not just about the money. Sometimes you're trying to manifest harmonious relationships or find a solution to a problem. So you might be a number, let's say a number 5 for September in this year, but you want to work with the number 3 energy that helps you be creative. You can do that for manifesting, but you also want to look at what is your goals for this month. Okay, I've got a lot of change. So in this example, if you were a 5 and this was a big year of change, and this is a big month of change for you, and you want to work with the number 3, for example, which is about innovative, creative, reinvent the wheel kind of energy, just expansive and get out there, you would work with that. So I'm going through all these changes. How can I best move through them and find creative ways to find a route through them? That's how you would work with that, and things work differently. So I'm going to go through the numbers with manifesting now. And if you are really enjoying this and you want to keep track of this, because it's archived, just bookmark it or something so you can go back to this. But we're going to start with the 0 on this one. We're going to go 0, 1 through 9 on manifesting and how you would use those numbers. The 0 is the 0 point. That's the creative field. That's the unlimited possibilities. It's the beginning before anything is there. It's the blank slate, so to speak. Anything's possible, possibilities, everything that comes from wherever comes from the 0 beginning point. So you've already discovered that you want to manifest something. So this is kind of like a number where you start with manifesting. So if you were trying to work with your manifesting skills and you want to work with the numbers, your 0 would be, okay, blank slate, clear, let's get all the energy into the possibilities. Then you would move to the number you want to work with. So number 1, for example, the number 1 in manifesting, this one brings forth the energy of independence. The energy of what do you have, your abundant gifts that are directly related to you. This number is activated with instant manifestation. Think about the numerology when you see the 1 or the 1111 or the 111. That is whenever you're thinking about when you see the 1 or the 111 or whatever, make sure whatever you're thinking about when you see that number is what you want to manifest. So this is the 1, this is a manifesting number. Big. It's that way across the board in numerology. It's the energy of direct intention, focus, and moving. So that right there is whenever you see that number sequence, like 11 or 1111 or whatever, that's what that's about. It's activating almost an instant manifestation of whatever you're focused on. That's why that's such a big deal when people see that number. Like, wait. And so if your mind is in a place you don't want to manifest, shift it right then and there. It's a great practice to do, and you can do that. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 with manifesting, this one brings forth the energy of receptivity. You are ready to receive. You're ready to listen. You're ready to bring energy in. Okay? So if that fits the bill with what you're trying to do, this is the receptive number. Okay? So here you got 1 is bringing forth the energy of independence. Number 2 is receptive energy. Number 3, this one brings the energy of self-expression. This is self-expression. Remember, this is the one where you're ready to put it out there. You're ready to find new ways. It's creative energy that number 3 is. This is the one where you can really start to bring forth your dreams into reality. Number 4, this is the energy of practicality. This one is the one where we have to ground ourselves, we have to get organized, we have to be responsible, we have to have a good foundation and structure. This one is keeping things in a good starting point so it doesn't fall apart later. So that's the number 4 energy of manifesting. Number 5, this one is the energy of change. Change and movement. It shifts. It's a force that makes things bigger, makes things shift. It's exciting. We can almost be over exhilarated, and that's how we can get caught trying to change too many things at once, because it feels so good to finally change something. And at the same time, it can be very rapid change. It can also cause you to be overwhelmed if you don't like change. But we want to focus with the number 5 on positive change in life. Think about the positive changes in life that you want to do. The number 6 is the energy of nourishment, love. This one, remember, brings you back to family. It's wherever you focus that love that you have, your intention, your nourishing, that's what's going to bloom in your life. So remember, that one was bringing us back to take care and look at family and things like that. What's important to you? Where do you focus your intention, and where do you send love? Where do you send the nourishing? What do you do with your life and your relationships and things like that? This number, when you activate this one will nurture and bloom whatever you're focusing on. Okay. Number 7 is a spiritual support, because remember, with number 7, we want to go a little bit more inward. This one helps you connect with that invisible universe, that other dimension, that deeper, higher self part of you that you want to work on some soul growth. This one is the number 7. This one can help you to get in alignment with your soul plan, your soul purpose, your higher self. Why are you even here? What's that life purpose that you're trying to connect with? This one is a good one to work with that. This is a spiritual number of support. Number 8, this one brings authority over what you're manifesting, your reality that you're living in. Now you have authority to do something with the reality and shift it and change it. It helps you with a powerful accumulation strength. It helps you find resources. It's an infinite abundance number. This one is the power of 8 when you want to really manifest something into existence, into the reality, because it's the infinity number. It's endless possibilities. But you have this energy and drive that all right, I'm ready to bring this into the world. I want this to be what I am physically experiencing in my reality. That's what 8 will do. The 9, here we go. The 9 is the energy of humanitarianism. Remember, I said this one would be where you're ready to just bring it out and share it with the world. This one will help you not just want things for yourself, but for others. This one helps you with positive change and giving, because we've been receiving and we give, and it's this cycle, and then it just repeats again. So that's the numbers. That was a lot, and I wanted to make sure I got it all out to you. So let's see. I'm going to go over to chat, see how everybody's doing. Hello and welcome. Ash, okay. So did everybody figure out their numbers? Did everybody get that? Did you understand and follow it? So you can always go back and listen to the different sections if you need to. So Maddie, a 9. See, isn't that making sense to you? Because I know that you've been asking a lot of questions about different things. Gosh, let's see who else we have here. Everybody's working it out. Can you also talk about how this might relate to the life path number? I'm going to need to do that on another day, because the life path is a completely different way to calculate. And I was trying to keep it focused on September and the year being the same, but we can do that in another time because it's almost, we've only got like 10 minutes left. So I can do that on another time, absolutely. But it's life path being a 6. Okay, and if you listen to that actually quickly, because it did kind of work with the number, remember that number is about relationships and nurturing those. At the same time, we don't want to be nurturing something we don't want anymore. So I can say that really quickly, but we will do that at another time. Let's see, we got some 9s, we got some 6s and 8. You're an 8 too, Robin. Yep, we have a 4. Candace is a 3. So how creative are you, Candace? Are you having a creative year? What I want to know is, after looking at this, does it relate to how the year has felt for you? And particularly as we go into September, we just started September. It's only September 2nd. But how do you feel about that? And does it resonate for you? I'm curious. We have a number 1. Racer Girl is a number 1. Okay. My year and month are the same for September. I think that is how it happens. Yes. Everybody's number for month and year for September will be the same. That's the one month that the year and the month's personal number is the same. So it's a double magnified on that particular number. That's why we were bringing it up this year, on this show, because it's kind of a big deal, because that's a double whammy. So if you were in a big one, or you've been going through the number 5, for example, you might feel that more. I wanted everybody to have what they needed so you could go through September the best you can, because if this has been your personal year in that number, and now it's going to be your personal month for the next several weeks, it's good information. Let's see, okay, we got a lot of 9s. Wow, a lot of 9s. Okay, we've got a little bit of everything, and thank you, Candace. Thank you, Candace, for the super chat and the support for the show. It is most appreciated. Guys, when you do that, that helps support us to bring the show to you. I know we're on YouTube, and that's like free, but we have our cost to bring the show to you. And so what we do with all of that is we put that toward bringing the show to you. So it's just donation, whatever you want to do, but we want to say thank you to those that do that. We appreciate that. Okay, so Maddie's saying it resonates. Robin's saying it resonates. Okay, expansive is more like it. Yeah, you've been feeling expansive. So I find it fascinating, and there's so many other numbers we could go through. We can do other numbers on a different show, but see how it's pretty involved, because there's a life path number like Maddie brought up. There's a day number. Every day there's a number. There's your karmic number. There's a lot of different numbers. So we can go deeper on different shows, but in order to give it to you well, I wanted to keep it focused this way on these two, because it is interesting. A lot of people don't realize that the numbers are the same on September, and also how to add them up. A lot of people just add it, and believe it or not, for some reason you can get a different number. It doesn't make sense, and I double checked this, but if you add them up, making sure you reduce down before you add them all together will give you more accuracy. It depends on which numerology school you're looking at, because all of them are so different, and I have taken courses and I do have certifications in it, but there's different viewpoints on different things with numerology. But for the most part, when it comes to master numbers, like on life path, master numbers you don't reduce down. Some do. Like I'm an 11. In some circles they say reduce that down to a 2, but in most of them they say no, I'm a master number 11 this year, or for this lifetime. There's a 22 and a 33. So if you're one of those, you don't usually reduce that down if that's a life path number. So we'll go over that on a different show, like I said, so we can go over it better instead of rushing through it. I just want to say, if you've never experienced numerology or it's new to you, it's so fascinating to just start diving in and explore this. It's a very personal journey. And I like giving you how you can figure it out yourself, because, you know, with the way the internet is nowadays, you know, to go in and plug all your birth date and things like that, I know that stuff's out there, but I hesitate for that. I'd rather you know how to do it, because sometimes, you know, that's not secure to put all that information out there. But at the same time, you can work with professionals. Just be careful and, you know, make sure you're protecting your personal information. But these are simple ways. It's nothing that isn't out there that you could discover. I wanted to share it with you and personally go over it and show you how you can use the numbers, work with the numbers, work with where you are in what number is for you this year and this month. And now see, next month, you know how to find your personal number for next month. And it'll be the same number for the year, but that'll change for October, November, December. And now you can look at that a little bit deeper. So we went over personal year numbers, we went over personal month and all those meanings, and then we went over manifesting with those numbers. So enjoy and explore. You can work with any number when you're manifesting. But you also want to work and not ignore the number that seems to be popping up for you that is a personal number, because that's where you are on your journey. So working with it, going with the flow, working with a manifesting number with your personal numbers can bring you a more effective result of what you're trying to achieve. Because it's very simple sometimes to just feel like you can avoid. You don't really like that one. Oh, I'll just wait, No, because it'll come back around. Remember that karmic, there's a karmic number. Yeah, but you would be shocked. It's not like there's shortcuts. It's not like we just bypass this part and avoid it. Our soul is here to grow. We're spiritual beings in a human experience. Okay, we're experiencing something as a spiritual being in a physical reality in the lifetime. And your soul is focused on your soul growth, whether it takes a challenge or not to help you get there. It's not trying to do that to you, but the challenges usually come when we're resisting where we need to go and learn. So I just wanted to share that. And I know that for some, we just don't like change, or we would rather not go there, and we're healing and we're working through it. But now you understand there's kind of a sequence to it. There's a path to this. It makes sense. Anyway, this was a big show. Whew, I need a drink of water. Is anybody, so you're a life path 33. Well, there you go, Maddie. There you go. That's a big number. And I find that when you understand yourself this way, it helps you grow on a soul level. Whether it's now when I look at astrology and I bring that to you, I'm very fascinated by how it can help the soul grow. Not just, oh, that's cool. Is it predicting my future? No. We're part of what we manifest in our life. And, knowledge is power. But on a soul level, that's the focus here. And numerology can really take it and decipher it down, break it down into so many different ways that you can really find a way to manifest the life that you're trying to do. And you're going to grow on a soul level. And if those are aligned together, it's a smoother ride. Instead of resisting the growth that we need to go through, we might need to go, oh, wow, my bad, but I got to let that go. I got to forgive myself. That really wasn't great what I did, and nobody's perfect here. I'm not saying we are, but we want to move through. We want to grow. And that's the whole point of the soul journey, living this physical reality. I want to say thank you so much to everyone that has joined the show today. Thank you so much for the support that I'm seeing. Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. Thank you for, and thank you for the falafel and hummus. So he brought lunch to everybody. That's great. Oh, I love that. I appreciate that. Guys, have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. I hope everyone can find a time where you can sort out what you want to do with all these numbers, what you want to do with this information, and enjoy the process. Life is good. Life is not just to endure, but it is also to be enjoyed. Thanks so much, guys, for listening and being with us today, and we'll see you next time on the Jenn Royster Show. Namaste.
You've been listening to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show,